The first time you hear the mill gate slam shut. You are 8 years old. The sound echoes like a prison door, final and heavy, as if the world beyond has just vanished forever. You clutch the hem of your dress with small hands, your heart thudding. Around you, other girls huddle together, some crying softly, some staring at the ground as if their eyes could dig an escape. The orphanage matron had called it an opportunity. Food in your belly, roof over your head, honest work, she had said. But when the cart dropped you here, the air thick with smoke and the sky darkened by chimneys, you understood this was not salvation. This was a sentence. Inside the factory, breathes like a monster, steam hisses. Belts snap. Wheels turn in endless rhythm. The noise drowns out thought, drowning even your own heartbeat. The air is hot, sticky, heavy with the sour stink of oil and wet silk. A man with a leather strap for a belt shouts over the din, "Keep your heads down. Do as you're told and you'll last the week." His eyes sweep the line of girls. You feel them pause on you. You are pushed forward. Your feet stumble across slick stones until you stand before a row of machines taller than any man.
Ow.
Their iron teeth snap and clatter.
Ow.
Their spindles turning threads so fine they seem to vanish into air. Under, the man orders, pointing to. The floor you're small. You'll keep the threads clear. If they tangle, we lose silk. And if we lose silk, we lose money. Understand? You nod quickly, though your throat is too tight to speak. The first hours blur. You crawl beneath the frames, wiping away clumps of dust, tugging at stray threads that snarl around the wheels. Your knees ache against the stone. Oil soaks your dress, your ears ring from the roar of machines. Every few minutes, a thread snaps with a sharp hiss, and someone shouts, dragging you to retie it before the overseer notices. The air tastes strange sweet at first, like sugar, but then bitter, burning your throat. You cough, but the sound is swallowed by the machines. When you pause to rub your eyes, a shadow falls across you. The overseer's hand cracks against your cheek. No stopping, he snarls. Not if you want supper. Your cheek stings. Tears blur your vision, but you nod and keep crawling. By midday, your arms feel like lead. You've already lost count of the cuts on your fingers, each one stinging with oil. Press your palms against your dress, but the blood soaks through. The older girls work the looms above, their faces gray with exhaustion. They do not look. At you, they do not dare. One girl faints beside her machine, collapsing into the silk. For a moment, everything halts. The overseer storms forward, slapping her awake. Up, or you'll be out. Out does not mean freedom. You've heard whispers in the orphanage children sent out are never seen again. The girl stumbles back to her station, trembling, and the machines roar back to life. You think of the orphanage, cold mornings, the watery porridge, the matron's stick. You thought nothing could be worse. You were wrong. Here the day has no shape. The bells do not toll hours. They toll obedience. Time is counted in snapped threads in the crack of the overseer's strap. In the groans of children too tired to stand, evening comes only when the lamps flicker dim and the machines finally groan to silence. Your body moves on instinct, staggering. Toward the dormitory. The room is long, narrow, lined with rows of iron beds. The air is thick with sweat, damp wool, and the faint sweetness of rotting straw. The windows are barred. You collapse onto the mattress, hard, lumpy, crawling with fleas. The girl beside you turns her face to the wall and sobs quietly into her blanket. No one comforts her. No one has the strength. Your stomach gnaws with hunger. At the orphanage, at least there had been porridge. Here, supper is a heel of bread, passed down the row like a miser's gift. You clutch your piece tight, nibbling it slowly, though it tastes of mold. Your eyes burn. You long for a voice to sing you to sleep, a hand to smooth your hair, a face to tell you this will not last forever. But there is nothing, only the scrape of rats in the corners and the coughs of girls who may not wake by morning that night. You dream of open fields, of running through tall grass, your arms spread wide, the sun warm on your face. You dream of freedom, of laughter, of life. Beyond the bars, but the dream shatters with the morning bell. The strap smacks the iron bed frame. Up, work waits. You rise, body aching, eyes half shut, stomach empty. Already you dread the heat. The roar, the endless crawl beneath the frames. Already you know you will bleed again today, and as the gates slam behind you once more, you realize something heavy in your chest. The mill is not just your prison, it is your world now. The bell shatters the night before you are ready. Your eyes burn, your body aches, straw mattress scratches like thorns, but the voice of the overseer is sharper. Up, work waits. The dormitory groans awake. Girls stumble from there. Beds, their faces pale and hollow. The coughs start even before the boots hit the floor. Some spit into rags, quickly hiding the blood before anyone sees. The gates slam, and the mill swallows you whole again. Inside, the heat hits like a wall. Steam hisses. Iron wheels scream. Air is thick with silk threads that float like ghosts. It's invisible until they choke your throat. You drop to your knees, crawling beneath the machines. Your fingers tremble as you tug at snarled threads, wiping. Dust and grease with a rag already soaked through. Your knees slide over stone slick with oil. A girl beside you, Clara. You think her name is gasps as her sleeve snags in the frame. For a heartbeat, the wheel drags her arm forward. Her scream cuts through the roar. The overseer rushes, not to save her, but to yank the strap free. He shoves her aside, eyes blazing. Back to work. Her arm hangs limp, the skin raw. She stumbles. To her feet, choking on sobs. No one dares to look at her. You keep crawling, your own sleeve pulled tight against your wrist. Hours blur into a single, endless roar. The machines never pity you. They only demand more. You hear the older girls above muttering prayers as they feed the looms. One coughs so hard she nearly collapses into the threads. The overseer's strap cracks against her back, the sound swallowed by the noise. At noon, there is no rest. Only a sip of water, passed down a row of trembling hands. You clutch the cup, its rim warm. With the touch of too many lips, then pass it on before the overseer sees. Your stomach twists. Hunger feels like an animal inside you, clawing, snarling, never satisfied. By evening, the light fades. Lamps sputter, smoke curling into the rafters. Your head pounds. The air feels heavy enough to crush you. Then it happens. A girl no older than yourself, her name lost in the roar, staggers as she carries a reel of silk. Her foot slips on oil. She falls forward. The machine catches her dress. The scream that follows is like nothing you've ever heard. High, desperate, endless. Threads tangle, wheels shriek. The overseer curses, rushing forward, but it is too late. When they drag her out, her small body is broken. Blood smears the floor, soaking into the boards. The other girls avert their eyes. Some bite their lips until they bleed. You freeze, your hands trembling around the rag. The overseer's voice booms. Back to work. Every second wasted costs. Money? So you crawl again, over the stain that still glistens red. That night, in the dormitory, no one sleeps. The sobs echo in the dark, muffled beneath blankets, swallowed by fear. You lie awake, staring at the barred window. You imagine the world outside the fields, the sky, the stars. But you know you will not see them, not truly. It's not free. Beside you, Clara whispers, her voice hoarse. We'll die here, won't we? You want to tell her no? You want to promise her something better? But the words catch in your throat. You only turn away, eyes burning. The days do not change. One blends into another. The bell, the heat, the crawl, the strap, the hunger. Children vanish, some from sickness, some from accidents. Their beds lie empty in the dormitory, quickly filled. By new orphans brought in from the city, you stop asking names. Names make the losses heavier. One evening, your body finally rebels. Your knees give out beneath the frame. The overseer's shadow falls across you. Lazy rat, he growls. The strap cracks against your back. Pain explodes through you. You bite your lip, tasting blood, but you do not cry out. He strikes again. On your feet, your body shakes. You force yourself upright, clutching the rag, forcing your legs to move. You know, if you stay down, you will vanish like the others. Weeks later, Clara is gone. She did not die in the machines. She simply wasted away, coughing blood until her body could not rise. One morning, her bed was empty. The girls whispered she had been carried out before dawn, her body wrapped in rags like discarded silk. No one spoke her name again. You lie in your bed that night, staring at the ceiling. The rats scuttle in the corners. The air reeks of sweat and sickness. You understand something cold and heavy. This mill is not just your world, it is your grave. And yet, even in the dark, a spark flickers. You close your eyes and remember the dream of running through fields, the sun warm on your face. You remember your mother's voice, a voice you barely recall, soft as a lullaby. You whisper to yourself, too quiet for anyone to hear. One day, it's not a promise. It is not even hope. It is the only thing that keeps you breathing. Imagine your childhood ending not in play or laughter, but in the endless roar of machines and the slam of iron gates. Would you have survived the silk malure, been swallowed, like the rest? For more forgotten lives and untold stories, subscribe now to Refound Legacy.